All right, everybody, welcome back to yet another new series that we're doing. I don't think we have a name for it yet, and we're just going to kind of wing this and see how it goes. You can kind of see that we're starting all these series. We're just seeing which ones get traction, which one you guys like. And in this series, we're just going to be showing random records in our collection, random items that we think are kind of interesting, or ones in my case I just grabbed off the stack. But Lewis, if you want to just start off and show us what you got, number one.
Yeah. So when you told me this idea, I just kind of picked off the stack as well. But I have a couple rare ones, a couple unique ones. But I figured I have to pick my most offensive one here to show first, which is Screeching Weasel, Jesus Hates You, which has picture disc 7-inch with a naked female on Jesus's lap on the front cover, and then her squatting on the background. It's not a particularly good 7-inch. Obviously, they knew what they were doing to try to sell it. It worked on me. I paid $575 for it, probably in 2002 or whatever this came out. This came out in 1999, so maybe around the early 2000s. But it's just kind of been sitting in my collection, gathering dust with some of my other Screeching Weasel. But here it is. That's my number one. If it looks like an interesting piece for your collection, I'm sure you could find it on Discogs.
I'm curious, like you just showed it, and then I'm thinking, like, Screeching Weasel and the Dwarves are pretty good friends. They even have that album together. I wonder if that's a little bit of Black Dahlia influence that carried over, because that seems like a Dwarves album cover to me.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, honestly, you're a much bigger Dwarf fan than me. So since you've been talking about them, and I've actually looked at these album covers, I like when we talked about this. The Dwarves are the kings of like the late. It feels like a late '90s album cover, right? So I could totally see that vibe. But yeah, this one is not for your religious mom for sure.
Mm-mm.
So don't show this one to her.
All
Not
right.
your religious mom. The audience mom.
All right, so I have my first one's gonna be I think my only pulley 7-inch, maybe the only pulley 7-inch. I don't know why, but they've never been a band that really did a ton of vinyl. This is the long and short of it on clear vinyl. I don't think this is rare. It's out of 100, I believe, but like I said, there's not a huge group of people looking for pulley vinyl. The songs on here I never really connected with, even though I'm a huge Pulley fan. I just wanted to pick it up just because I wanted some Pulley in my collection. I think it came out in 2011. When's Lunch Records in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Shout out to those guys. But yeah, that's going to be my first one. Don't have a ton to say about it. Just a big Pulley fan and the only Pulley 7-inch in my collection.
All right, for my second one, I'm going to be doing Atomic Garden by Bad Religion. As you guys may have gathered, if you've seen the other episodes, I'm a huge Bad Religion fan. So when I was in my early 20s or late teens, I was trying to pick up as many 7-inches as I could as possible. So I got this Atomic Garden one. So whatever, it's Atomic Garden, nothing unique about it, but it's a cool record just because it's only got the A side. Let me see if I can get the angle right. And as you can see, the B side is like embossed with a design from the back of the 7-inch as well, which is like, the same image that's on the record. So just a unique one. I always kind of like these single side 7-inches, especially, and just with something unique on the back or even unpressed, I think it's pretty cool. So this is definitely one of the better Bad Religion unique 7-inch ones. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. You had your offensive one. I'll do mine now. I don't know if this is offensive, but I've had this one probably close to 20 years, and I'm a child, so I find this album art hilarious. This is Gob's 7-inch, and it's called Dildoser. And this one, this is another one on clear vinyl. I didn't even realize, but I don't think this is very hard to find. Again, I don't know if there's a huge collection of Gob vinyl, but it's got, I don't know, Asshole TV, Fuck Them, and Lobster Boy. So I think a couple songs from the first record. Gob's another band I'll probably do a tier list eventually. I love them. It's my only, I have a split with the McCrackens, but I think that's my only Gob pure 7-inch. So yeah, just wanted to show that one off. Lewis, what you got next?
All right, so I'm picking this one because it's got a little damage now. I didn't even realize, but this one it's right around my birthday. So this is one that John himself here actually got for me around my birthday one year, which is the International Superheroes of Hardcore, which is obviously a tongue-in-cheek album that is unironically a pretty good hardcore punk record. Ended up being an album I think both of us really thought was just really great and a lot of fun. And I was never a big Newfound Glory fan, but I loved this, and because it was just kind of a totally different thing and a lot of fun. And it's an awesome splatter design on this one with the white and the black and the reds. I don't know how rare this was. I know they did a couple different variations, but yeah, it's just a birthday one. It's got sweet artwork, and it's a ton of fun. Great album. So wanted to share this one.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna piggyback off you, and I'll do the Newfound Glory 7-inch that I think went along with this. This pressing I have is not rare at all. This is the Hot Topic version at 1300, I want to say, and ironically, of the songs on here, it doesn't have my favorite track off Tip of the Iceberg, which was the Lifetime cover, but it does have the 3 originals, I think. And yeah, this came out around the same time on Bridge 9 Records. Just cool artwork that goes along with the International Superheroes of Hardcore. Definitely not as good as that one, but just a fun phase that Newfound Glory went through.
Yeah. All right, let's mix it up a little bit, and let's go with a bootleg. So another one of vinyls that I find really interesting, or any bootleg records that get released. So for the one I wanted to share here is the Minor Threat Live. Sometimes, what is it? Yeah, it's Sometimes Good Guys Don't Wear White. I couldn't remember if there was sometimes in it. I don't exactly remember where I picked this up. I think this was probably at Trash in Danbury, Connecticut in like 2001 or something it's obviously is what you expect from a live record that was recorded probably guerrilla style. It sounds like crap. You can't buy these on Discogs because, we could talk about that for all days. Like, I don't understand why Discogs doesn't allow selling bootlegs. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not like the product doesn't exist. It's not like a duplicate of something that didn't exist. But somebody pressed this illegally. The band's not making money, but you're in the aftermarket, whatever. But like a lot of bootlegs, they went through a lot of work with the case, and then on the label, unlabeled completely. I don't exactly know why. I think there was a couple hundred of these made. I've seen them pop up here and there. Not one I would particularly recommend. But this was released by Hardcore Live Classics, P.O. Box 2020 from Helsinki, Finland. So I'm sure you could probably find this on the internet if it's something you're interested in. But just an interesting bootleg.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. And that always bugged me too, the blank label on the bootleg. Up next for me, this is probably maybe the least rare thing in my collection. This is Goldfinger's Ted Nugent 7-inch. This is the only piece of Goldfinger vinyl I own. I think they're another band that doesn't have a ton, but this actually has a sticker on it. It was $2 or 3 for $5. I think it's still about that price. It's the Ted Nugent 7-inch, which is off. I think it was like one of the last tracks on Open Your Eyes. I don't know why this even got a pressing. But I still think it's kind of cool, even if it's just like a jukebox throwaway record. I'm a Goldfinger fan. Another band I'd like to do a tier list one of these days. But here it is. This is the Ted Nugent 7-inch on yellow vinyl. B-sides are going to be Someone Else and Car Dog. I personally have never spun this before. I don't even know what those other songs are. But yeah, just the cool $2 7-inch in the collection.
Did they cover Cat Scratch Fever on that one or no?
No, that would be worth the $2 price.
Yeah,
alone.
exactly. I mean, I don't know what you cover on Ted Nugent otherwise, but maybe I'm just uncultured swine. I don't know. But all right, let's do something unique. And this is not rare, and it actually got released I think a couple 2 or 3 years ago, because it was part of Propaganda's latest one, Victory Lap. I think this was like a bonus. But it's a Flexi, so I don't know, I'm sure people have seen them before, but Flexi vinyls are pretty cool. I have a couple of these in the collection. They work okay. I mean, sometimes they're not heavy enough, and your needle has to be pretty sharp, otherwise they get stuck. But the cool thing about Flexis too is not only did they distribute music this way, but they also used to distribute computer programs on these as well. So like PC magazines would put on their computer programs in the vinyl, and then you would pull it into your Commodore 64 or whatever via the audio input, and they used to load programs off tapes on the Commodore. So the principle was the same. So you could just hook it up to your LP and run the program. But just a cool thing. Flexis are always kind of fun. So just something. I think it was kind of neat that Propaganda went back and did one of these in like in 2019 or whenever this came out. So
That's pretty sweet. I know in my collection, I don't know if I still have them, but both of us, we used to collect like everything no effects. And I remember like on eBay, I picked up a bunch of these bootleg Flexis from like the Maximum Rock and Roll tracks. Like I honestly never listened to them, never would listen to them. But yeah, Flexis are neat overall. My next record is going to be the 4-year strong Alternative Press Tour 7-inch. This is from 2011. I believe the show I went to was in Irving Plaza. It was with Swellers and Gallows. This is just like a standard black vinyl, but I think 4-year strong is a couple of 7-inches, but I've always been a big fan of them, especially the first 2 records. And I couldn't find much information about this online, but I doubt that it's that rare. One thing that I don't really see this on a lot of 7-inches, but it's got the FBI anti-piracy. I don't know if you can see it on there.
sort of, but yeah, that's strange. Yeah.
I don't have any other 7-inch that have this. The unauthorized copying is punishable by federal law with the FBI logo. That's probably the most interesting thing about this, other than side B is a great track name. A dolphin is just a shark with a smile. That's pretty funny. But yeah, this is just 4-year strong's AP Tour 2011 7-inch.
I like that. I like that song title a lot. All right, this one I think I actually showed when we covered Leftover Crack, but might as well show it again because it's a 10-inch record. So I don't think we've covered any 10 inches yet. But here is the F minus Crack Rock Steady 7 split. Baby Jesus sliced up in the manger. The very nicely named, not offensive album at all. 10 inches are cool. I think 10-inch might be like my favorite format. I don't know why, because it always felt like pretty different. This one's on clear red. I believe this is 584 of 1000. The reason I want to bring this one anyway, I mean, because I do like this record, but I just remember the story about buying this. I think I bought this at Cracktoberfest in Tompkins Square Park, like in downtown Manhattan, and it was August, and it downpoured while we were there, and it was so humid that I didn't dry out all day. It was like the most miserable experience, and then add in having to carry a 10-inch record with you the rest of the day. So every time I look at this record, I remember the time I was not dry for 10 hours at least. So a good record, and yeah, just wanted to share that one.
Yeah, I remember that one too, and I remember I had the black version. I was always jealous of the red vinyl. But up next for me is gonna be Guttermouth and Nonsense split. The Guttermouth track is Veggie Side. I'm not sure what the Nonsense ones are. This is on, this is on white vinyl. I have a couple versions of this. I tried to complete the Guttermouth discography a few years ago just because there's not much on it. And I don't think this is very rare. Another band, I don't think Guttermouth vinyl's in high demand, but I've got most of their stuff, and this is something I think you could pick up for like $10 or so. Just a cool record, but
when did that one come out?
I think this came out in '93 on Custodial Records, so this is like right around the Doctor Strange era.
Oh yeah, because I remember we were both hunting the Guttermouth 7-inches back in the day. So guys, it used to be a lot harder to buy this stuff. eBay was like really, really basic back then too. But because I remember only what we found, there's Puke Balls and what's the other one? What's the one with the finger bang on it or whatever? The other. You know what I'm talking about? The one with the art.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have it in my closet, but
yeah, so I didn't even know this one existed, so that's pretty interesting. I was thinking it had to be pretty early.
Yeah, here's all. I just like to show all the hand drawn stuff in
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
the booklet. This is the way 7 inches used to be. I know I keep messing up my camera, but you guys don't care. But yeah, that's the Guttermouth nonsense split.
Cool. I didn't even know that one existed, so that's awesome. I guess going with like the hand drawn ones, but here's a pretty rare one, and I guess just connecting from the Cracker Steady 7. I think I showed this one, but this is the Crack Rock Steady 7 inch, which is becoming a very decently hard record to find. Lots of hand drawings. This is a really awesome 7 inch though, like with the with the nice little gatefold that's all kind of photocopied and cheap and awesome. A pretty hard choking victim record to find. A lot of these ones didn't get a huge amount of pressings because the band broke up like before their LP came out, I think. So a lot of these 7 inches kind of fell into obscurity, and they fetched some pretty good prices. So stoked to have this one in my collection, and it has unique versions of the songs off of the full length. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a sweet one. I've always wanted that, but that one's actually really hard to find, I believe.
Yeah, it is pretty hard. Yeah.
My next one is going to be Masked Intruder Under the Mistletoe 7 inch. They're from Wisconsin, where Lewis spent a lot of time. And this is the candy cane vinyl version. It's, again, not rare, but I think it's cool. I'm going to say this. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I know that's not very punk rock, but Lewis and I were actually in a Christmas core band called the Christfits. That's a joke. Most of that's a joke, but I just like how this is Christmas themed. One of the only Christmas themed records in my collection, and I love Masked Intruder, so always happy to pick up their stuff. But yeah, Masked Intruder Under the Mistletoe. There you go.
That's our biggest mistake as a band, was never putting out the Christmas 7 inch. Yeah. That's all. I mean, we had enough for a 7 inch, so that would have been good.
Maybe one day.
One day. All right. I have a couple left here, but let's do this one. This is a reissue, but it's pretty cool, and I forgot I owned it. And this is the Pennywise, whatever they call this one now. It has a new name, 1988. It used to be, this used to be called Wild Card Word from the Wise, right? Back when we were younger, if I remember.
Yeah, it was like a collection of the 7 inches.
Yeah, and so pretty much what it is still, but Pennywise reissued this on vinyl, and I don't know when I bought this. I think this might have been a drunk purchase, because it was kind of something that, like, I love Pennywise. I like to bro it up with the best of them myself. And I think I bought it, and then like 5 months later, I got like this rigid mailer in the mail, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's a Pennywise record signed by everyone in the band, so that's pretty cool. And it's on a pretty sweet splatter too. I mean, I love splattered vinyls, so I think it's my favorite. Like, I don't think you need to put blood inside your vinyl, or put the Bible ashes, or do what other gimmicky shit you need to do on your vinyl, but you just throw a pretty cool splatter. It looks pretty neat. So, I don't know what a Pennywise autograph is worth. I don't really care, but it's pretty neat to have. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I'm definitely not going to top that one. That's probably the coolest one on the show. But my next one is a band that I've talked about on the show before. And this is 30 Foot Fall, Junior High Sucked 7 inch. This is another one, all hand drawn art. I think this one is pretty rare, but again, the 30 Foot Fall vinyl fan base probably disappeared 20 years ago. This is another one on clear vinyl, which apparently is a theme of the ones I'm showing here. This was a casualty of my collection that I first moved, but I was able to find another copy not too long ago. Unfortunately, this one has definitely seen better days, but it's got to be 30 years old, close to that by now. But everything on here is all like photocopied, done by hand. So I think that's neat. I always like seeing that, especially with a 7 inch where you get like a full CD booklet. So yeah, 30 Foot Fall. I've talked about them before. Huge fan of them. They have a handful of 7 inches, so I'll always pick them up whenever I can. It's Junior High Sucked.
All right, let's keep the bootlegs going again. And it's funny that you brought up Doctor Strange, because I bought this bootleg officially from Doctor Strange for $15 in probably 2003, and it is certainly a bootleg. This is the Bad Religion bootleg of their rock and roll covers, like covering REO Speedwagon, Johnny Be Good, Louie Louie. It is on white vinyl and keeping clear vinyl, excuse me, and then keeping with the theme of no labels on the bootleg. Here you go. But Doctor Strange wasn't apparently above selling bootlegs, so I don't know why Discogs is. But here it is. I've never seen this one out in the wild ever again, so I don't know how rare it is. But these bootlegs tend to not go for a lot because they're so crappy. But it's just a cool, unique one, and I always thought it was sweet, and it was my favorite band, so I figured it was good.
Yeah, that's got to be rare because I've never seen that before. Even like the times where I'm like, thumbing through your collection, I don't know if I've seen that one. That's cool. My next one is the Swellers, and this is Welcome Back Riders. And I picked this one just because I love like the theme park art on it. I think it's just really cool. I'm a big theme park fan. I'm a big Disney fan, and this is. Let me get it out of here. It's in a sleeve that is way too small, but the sticker on it says it is the Pink Blue Haze. So yeah, this is like a clear cotton candy style vinyl.
Cool.
We had candy cane before, but this is cotton candy, which I definitely preferred to candy canes for those of you who are interested. But yeah, the Swellers are going to be on an upcoming episode of Off the Radar because I think they're a band that never got the respect they're deserved. And the B-side is actually a Montreal Screwjob, which is a great song by them. I think it's based on a wrestling event from the 90s.
Oh, it's about Bret Hart. I know this.
Yeah. So they have a song, Montreal Screwjob. Not sure what that has to do with the theme park theming, but yeah, this is a great band, great record. Pink and Blue Haze, Cotton Candy. Love to have it.
Thank God somebody's still talking about the tragedy that befell Bret Hart. So that's great. So, I think this is my last one that I have to share. So this one I just felt like sharing because I think Matt and I have talked about this album about 100 times on like 5 episodes. But this is the Heaven's Patent Pending LP, which was pretty low release of 1,000. This is probably one of the more valuable records I have. It seems like this one seems to go for a lot, and I think it's just because people really like this record in general. I really like the basic design of the white sleeve. There's no frills on the vinyl. It's just black, normal, but I really like this, if I can center it. I really like that label up top, just keeping it real basic. Pretty cool too is a thing of the times. If you look what it says here, it is myspace.com. I can't do it, but myspace.com/heavensband, which I'm sure probably still exists and just fallen into obscurity, along with their Number 9 Sounds blogspot website. So it's a pretty interesting element of the time.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the rarest one. We were talking about that when we did Alkaline Trio. That thing goes for a ton.
Yeah.
I did not mean to grab this. I have no idea what to say about this, but this is just the
Omen
7-inch. I got this from I think it was like a horror box back when everybody was doing like Loot Crate style. I think this was one of the horror ones, and I randomly got a 7-inch in that, which is pretty appropriate because I'm a big horror fan. I'm a big vinyl and whatever fan. It's just on black vinyl. It's the Omen. The songs are Ave, Satini, and The Killer Storms. Never listened to this, never heard those songs. I couldn't tell you.
I'm sure they're probably instrumentals or just choral. If we're gonna share, if we could share a random one, I'll grab one more.
Go for it. Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
But there you go, guys. This is just the Omen 7-inch. Not very interesting. Great movie. Can't say. I think there was a few remakes and sequels, but yeah, there you go. Let's see what Lewis has got.
Oh, this one. I mean, you guys might have seen some of my Star Wars arcade in the background, so I'm kind of a Star Wars dork. But if we're gonna share non-punk rock ones, I thought this one was pretty awesome just because of the album artwork. This is The Empire Strikes Back. This is vintage. This is from the 80s. It is the orchestra renditions of all the tracks on there. Pretty sweet with Cloud City on the background. I specifically got this one just because the album art is sick, and who doesn't love a Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker? So if we got 2 random ones thrown in, this is one of my favorite ones from a pure artwork perspective. So
yeah, that's killer. That's one that I could see being framed.
Yeah. It might end up getting framed. Probably. Why not?
Yeah, but that's it, guys. That's our first episode. I'm not sure what to call this, so you're gonna see it somewhere on YouTube and Instagram. Let us know what you think. Let us know if this is something you'd want to see more of, because we both have a lot more stuff in our collection. We just saw Less Than Jake and Bowling for Soup, and I picked up these pins there. So we've got a bunch of random show stuff we could display for you guys. If you like it, make sure and leave a thumbs up and comment. Let us know. Lewis, anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
No, I mean, I have enough material here for at least like 20 episodes, I would say. So, I mean, we'll be getting into the dregs of, like, I think I have Maximum Rock. You mentioned Maximum Rock and Roll. I have that on a 12-inch because I was like, oh, that's NoFX's most punk rock record when I first started getting vinyl, and it's one of the worst records I've ever heard in my life. So, I shouldn't have purchased that. So we can talk about those regrets as well. So that'll be fun.
All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap up. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, like. Let us know if you like the video, and we'll see you next time.